Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's one is the Halloween special of 2024. I know I am late, which is really annoying because I wanted to try get this up for the 31st on Halloween, but this project kind of overran a bit, so I just wasn't able to do it then. So yeah, I do apologize for that, but luckily Halloween wasn't too long ago, so it should kind of fit in the theme. I've not hit December yet, then it would be a bit odd. So in case you're wondering why this video wasn't on Halloween, that is why. So yeah, I hope you did all have a happy Halloween, and I hope you liked that kind of intro cinematic. I just thought that would be a cool way to start the video. So without further ado, I think it is time to show off my Halloween build. So I don't know if you're ready for this. Here it is, the massive pumpkin. Oh, and there's also that slightly bigger one behind it, but we don't really care about that. This is the main build. Nah, I'm kidding. So yeah, look at that. Not to brag, but I think this is a pretty insane build. I think it is the biggest thing I've ever made in Minecraft, like single one build, and it actually dwarfs the screen. And this world is actually built on the Christmas tree world, if any of you have seen that video, which this was like my biggest build for a while when I made this back in 2019 Christmas. And yeah, here's it next to the pumpkin, just to give you a bit of scale. Yeah, it is enormous. So I'm gonna walk through this insane Halloween build for you guys. I'm gonna start off with this. This is like the scale model that I did for this build, because to make the Minecraft pumpkin, because I've got it here, to make this into a massive one, you kind of needed to know what blocks you're gonna do. So I think I went for like the best choice of like blocks that match up with it. I mean, it's all like correct, it just depends on if you think the colors look similar. And they're a bit off, but like there isn't really much colors that fit with that. And I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, I made this model here, which actually took long in itself, but that was just so I could then copy it to this. And a fun fact about this build is this was actually started, I believe, in 2020 Halloween by me and Exogallion. I actually have it on the signs here. Where was it? Yeah, construction began in 2020 with Exogallion, who was in a lot of my videos. He's not been in one in a while because he's had like issues with his Xbox, but hopefully he'll get that fixed at some point maybe. But yeah, we started making this. If you actually saw my top 5 worlds video, I actually showed this off a tiny bit when I was showing the Christmas tree. And if you saw there, that video was not too long ago, maybe like a month ago. And it was just like this bottom line here, that top, and maybe 2 rows up or something. So we barely made anything then. Basically, we stopped because this project just seemed like too enormous to complete at the time, because I think we must have started it like in Halloween, or maybe it was before. I honestly don't really remember. I do have like clips of like when we were making it, but I'd need to find those. But yeah, it was like too massive to do in the time, so we just kind of gave up. And then every year since, I kind of wanted to complete it, but then I just thought, oh, it'll take so long, and there's no point starting it earlier in the year. And then every time it got to Halloween, and it's like, there's definitely no time. But actually this year, I started making it again near the end of September, just because I was looking for something to do really, and it was close to Halloween. And then, as I was already building it, there was a Halloween competition going on in the Minecraft Legacy Discord server, which I've done like tours of their worlds if you want to watch them. But yeah, there was a build competition going on, so I thought it's like a double whammy. I'm building it for this video to complete it, and also there's a competition. So yeah, that's why this build took 4 years to make. Well, technically a month to construct, but like, you know, construction began 4 years ago. As with all great structures, I guess they take years, and I guess that's the same for Minecraft too. So yeah, like I said, it was for the Legacy Console Edition Halloween competition. That kind of rhymed there. And I have credits here, because although I will admit I made majority of this, I did have help filling in like the pumpkin, like pixels. So it was by me. Well, you know my YouTube because you're watching it right now. I got help from Phase Retro 4659. He was someone I played with on the Legacy server a lot, and asked him if he wanted to help, and he said yes. So yeah, big thanks to Phase Retro. Then we've got XDYM Crazy X, aka Jack. You guys will probably know him. And then that's his YouTube. Hopefully he'll make videos soon. He changed the name yet again. And then also had help from Ewan, aka EMC1742, and again his YouTube there. And he was also talking about making videos again. I put their YouTubes on just to give them like a shout out, even though they're not posting at the moment. And then we also have down here Exogallion. Like I said, helped in 2020, so I thought I'd give him some credits. And I also had help from my dad, just filling in the squares. Although he doesn't play Minecraft, he offered to help, which was very cool. So yeah, thanks to all of you guys who helped make this project. So to give you guys an idea of the scale of this, 1 block on this pumpkin equals 255 blocks on that one. So that should give you a bit of an idea. I may have gotten this calculation wrong, and it'll be a very rough estimate because like there's a bit on the top as well and everything. So the pumpkin itself is roughly 288,000 plus blocks. At first I thought it was like 1 million or something, but I did the calculation wrong. But I could have got this wrong, so take that with a grain of salt. So yeah, and one cool thing I did with this, which I also kind of did with the Christmas tree, but a lot more with this, was taking screenshots of the progress while I was doing it. So I'm probably going to put some of those screenshots up on the screen while I look around, just so you can see what it went from to get to this, which I thought was quite cool to like document that. I feel like after this build, I know a lot more about Minecraft pumpkins and like how they look. For example, I didn't realize this at first, but every side, in case you can't tell, is the exact same, just like wrapping around. Like this bit, you can see over there, it's just the same each side, which I didn't realize until like I had started making the walls a decent bit. So I had to do 3 symmetrical sides, which was pretty boring, but something which like helped with this is I did it while like listening to music a decent bit, and also the Bonus Points podcast. I was like watching that while building this, which if you don't know, that's Stampy and his friend Ollie's podcast, where they like talk about games and like rank them, which I think it's really good. You should definitely go watch it if you like Stampy or if you like games. I'm just giving like a bit of free advertising here, but it really did make this like a lot less boring. And I guess once you're making something this big, it's almost relaxing, but I feel like I would enjoy it a lot more if I wasn't trying to get this done in such a small time frame. And as you can see, this goes right up to height limit. Like I can come to the top here, spam blocks, and it'll do absolutely nothing. Which I think I might have been planning on doing that when I was building this in the first place. That might have been why I made it 15 blocks tall, but it was a while ago, so I don't really know. But I guess this like stem bit, you could call it, I think it's like 13 blocks tall, just because that's the only space I had. And I do have a slight confession. This roof here, I did kind of make twice. Not filling it in twice, but like I made an outline for it, as you'll see when I go to the inside. But then I realized I did the whole thing 15 pixels tall instead of 16. So I had to just copy it all again. But luckily I hadn't filled it in yet, so it didn't take too long. But just a slight annoyance there. It's one thing making all of this by hand, but I think what makes this build even cooler, if I do say so myself, is that I decided to make a haunted house on the inside. As you can see, there's like a bit which is cut out here. I thought that looked kind of cool. Got this like dramatic pathway leading up to it. These were meant to be like skeleton ribs, I guess. And they're meant to be like the lights with the jack-o'-lanterns. I thought was quite cool. So yeah, there's all these pumpkins, which it's surrounded by, and a massive forest, which I didn't put anything in. I kind of thought about it, but then I realized it would be kind of a waste of time when I didn't have that much time. And then, as you'll see, I also have 6 statues here. I wanted to do these from pretty early on. Like, since I started making the house, I wanted to do these before I thought about, like, the whole skeleton and the forest and everything, because it was originally not going to have this forest. But yeah, I'd be surprised if any of you recognize these, like, skins. I thought it would just be, like, a cool Easter egg. These are actually the skins from the Halloween charity skin pack, which was released in, like, I think 2013 for the Xbox 360. Sadly, I never got it, but, like, these skins aren't available anymore, and I thought it would be, like, quite cool to make, like, I guess, reference here. Because, like, although, as you can see, I'm in my spooky skin right now, it's the Halloween 2015 mashup, but the original one wasn't a mashup. And as it says, it went to charity. And a lot of the skins in here were actually in that, but also had a bunch more that weren't. So I just picked some of those to do. It actually ended up being 3 skeletons and 3 pumpkins, which I think's kind of cool. So you have this, like, pumpkin man, the skeleton, which I feel like might have worked out the best. Then this pumpkin man, which is like the headless horseman. Got this green skeleton, another pumpkin man, like scarecrow kind of thing, and then another green skeleton. I just thought all these skins were cool and I wanted to have statues, so I just went for that. And it was quite hard to get the designs. I had to, like, look at old videos and try pick blocks that sort of matched. But yeah, now let's go on to the main build inside here, which is the haunted house. Which, I've got to be honest, is really quite annoying when you're inside, because these doors are really loud. I might turn down the audio quick, just because it is very annoying. And the redstone, it's kind of glitchy, like these both doors are meant to open. Yeah, it's being powered fine, but the just lag or something makes it, like, not open sometimes. Like, you see these 2 are opening. And yeah, that was a big problem I experienced near the end of this, like when making the roof, is that the game got really laggy. Like, I've never experienced it, like, on Xbox, just building so much that it gets to the point where it's lagging. I think it's just because there's so many blocks, which was quite a pain. But yeah, we have here the dining room. As you can see, I kind of went overkill on the cobwebs, and these are meant to be like ghosts, although they don't really look like it. I guess they kind of do. We've got the, like, fireplace here. Then in here, there's actually another thing which keeps breaking. If I turn on sound, we have this, like, games room. And this, I know it doesn't look very good. It's meant to be a piano, okay? And then, for some reason, every time I leave the game, it stops working. But if I start it again, there's, like, this tune here. I did look up a video on how to do it. I didn't think of it myself. Oh, and it just glitched. But you might recognize the tune, the little jingle, if I, like, try fix it. It's kind of a mess under this house to make it all work. And as you can see, it doesn't really work. So it's meant to be like the person playing the piano. And if it works this time... So yeah, that is the jingle there. It's called, like, the walking bass. You might have heard it because, like, I think it's in quite a few songs. I thought it was kind of recognizable as something you might play on a piano, so I went for that. I just found, like, a YouTube video on it, which was very helpful. And it does repeat. It's just every time I go in the world, I need to reset it. So I think if I do that, wait for it all to stop. It's very annoying. I have to do this, like, every time. Oh, and it... Oh, I didn't even do it right. Yeah, so, like, every time I do this, it takes a while because I've got to wait for the whole song to go. Alright, there we go. I've managed to fix it. That should now just constantly play, and it does get kind of annoying. Luckily, you'll only be hearing it like just now, but when you're building this, and this is just going on the whole time, it gets a bit annoying. But yeah, it's meant to be like he's playing the piano, like boom, 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 boom. I don't know, that was kind of cool. Got the pool table here, and then through this way we have the kitchen. I kind of tried to make it look old, as with the rest of this house. And I think this is probably one of my favorite rooms of the house, actually. I think it turned out quite well. And as you can see, there's like a pumpkin here, which is meant to be like it's getting carved, since there's like a bunch of carved pumpkins outside. So yeah, that's it for the bottom floor. And then upstairs, we have in here the bathroom with this guy here, which is meant to look like Steve looking out. I actually forgot to look at it, but if you see from here, actually it's kind of hard to see. I swear you could see him before. Oh, it's because this kind of covers it. But if that wasn't there, you can kind of see him more. But he's just like peering out, which I thought was just a kind of cool Easter egg, although you can't really see it now with the dead bush. So yeah, anyway, this is the bathroom, which again tried to make it look old. That's why there's a giant fireplace, which is meant to be like heating it up. And then got the cupboards, and then towels, and then blinds, kind of like this. As you can see, it is meant to look abandoned. That's why the carpet's all like this. It's not just I'm really bad at making carpet. In here we have the bedroom. I only did one bedroom just because I wanted to kind of make other rooms. Yeah, I kind of like this. It's a huge bed. And then we also have this bit upstairs, which is the attic. So there's just chests in here, and that's pretty much it. But I just wanted to make a use for this bit since I made it anyway, just for the looks on the outside. So I just made it an attic. And then in here is one of my other favorite rooms. This is the library. Since every ancient house needs a library, this is the other side of like the I don't know what you'd call this, like the M roof. And yeah, this one's like a library on this side. And then there's also this bit. Again, all of these like extensions were just to make it look good from the outside, but I wanted to make use of it all on the inside. But up here I didn't really know what to put in, so I just did like I don't know, crafting sorcery room thingy bob. I guess that's what that is. So you might be getting annoyed by the music now, because it is just continuous. Or maybe you find it cool, I don't know. But yeah, that is all of those rooms. And then the final bit is this one up here, which is just a massive staircase. I'd planned this bit from like the very start of the house, because I really wanted this. But I wasn't planning to put this in. This was like a later addition, which is this thing. It's like this contraption. So yeah, it was originally an attic, but I changed it into this, which if you stand here and then flick the lever, it is very loud, and then it should launch me up, and then boom. It's kind of hard to see because I've got it set to day. I'm actually surprised how bright it is for this covering up the sky. Doesn't really make sense. Like, look at this. Why is there just a big light strip here? Like, what is this? Oh my god. Did you see that? It just like lagged, and then it just went away. Whoa, that was cool. But yeah, in case you didn't really see, it says Happy Halloween, and I actually went and measured that all out. And then, as you can also see behind it, here is the layer I did at first. So you had to do it all twice. This is kind of what I did for each side. I made it out of squares first just by looking at my smaller pumpkin, and then I filled it in later with some help. But I decided it wasn't worth the time to remove it, and I guess it shows my mistake in this build, which is kind of funny. Which is why this bit's also like really tall here, because as you'll see, that bit leads to there, but then this is the only bit that ended up being shown. It was meant to be bigger, but because I realized I did it wrong, I had to make it smaller. So yeah, and with the Happy Halloween sign, I thought this was a really cool addition. It's a shame the hands are kind of tiny, but it's meant to be a skull there, which, you know what, although it's not very accurate, I think it's pretty good for upside down skull. Like, I had to make that like this, you know. I think it's all right. It was quite hard with the nose and everything, and to make it symmetrical. But yeah, I also wanted to put hands over here, and although when you go up to them, I think these hands look really cool, if I do say so myself. From far away, in proportion to the skull, they're tiny, which is really annoying, but I didn't want to make them again. That's like my one complaint about the inside, is just how small these hands are. And yeah, it's meant to be like chains around them. One thing I really like about this forest and everything in the inside, once it's all covered up, is there's an insane amount of fog. I'm not sure why it does this, or if that... I think that actually is just the render distance. I cannot even see, like, the corner over there, which means it looks like this could go on forever, actually. And the forest, oh, it looks so spooky over there. That's kind of the idea I was going for. But yeah, that is everything to the inside. I just thought I made this build even better than it already is, because without that, it's still insane. But you know what? If I went inside and it was all hollow, it would be maybe a bit disappointing, is what I was thinking. And as of the time of recording this, the Halloween competition on the Discord server has ended, and there wasn't too many people who like actually made a build, as far as I know. But there was one other person who made a Halloween build, which was very cool. Obviously, it wasn't to this scale, but it was still a very cool build. And the winner has not been decided yet. It was kind of a vote on the server. So although the build competition is done, there isn't a winner yet, and it will be decided in like just a few hours. So I might put something on the screen now if I did win, which would be very cool. And in case you were wondering, if you did see my post saying I was going to do a Halloween build competition of myself for my top 5 world series, I did still want to do that, but sadly no one commented on that. So I will probably not do that video unless a bunch of people comment on this one saying like, oh, I've got this amazing spooky build I'd like to show. Then I will do it, but that is unlikely. But hopefully I will do another episode of Top 5 Worlds soon. I just need to think of another topic, and I need to get enough people wanting to join for that. Just thought I'd let you know in case you were wondering. But yeah, that is everything for the pumpkin. And I think I can safely say I'm probably not going to do some build like this again. When I say that, I mean like some massive build where it's all like the same. I'm not saying I'm never going to do big builds again, but I don't really want to do stuff where it's like another, say, giant tree or giant pumpkin. One thing I was planning over here, which you can see if I get close to it. This is actually what I was going to make when I started just randomly building. Was it was going to be like a big version of my room, which I made here. But as you can see, that is like, you know, it's nowhere near the size of that, which is what I mean. I don't want to do something to this scale, or at least for a while. But it is cool when you make stuff like this, you realize how much you can actually build in not that long, because like I said, this was just a month, well, a bit over, and I made this. I wasn't playing like all day every day to do this. I was playing a decent bit, and I was mostly doing this whenever I was on Xbox. But you know what, it is still like insane what you can do in the time. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to do a massive dirt block, or I'm not going to do a massive creeper head, is what I'm saying. Although a creeper head would look insane next to this. Oh, teaser, maybe? No. Maybe. No. Probably not. Hopefully not. So I hope you did all enjoy this video. I hope it was worth the wait to see this, because honestly, I wanted to show it so much to show what I was doing, but I wanted to wait until it was complete. And it's still just crazy that I think when we first ever started, like back in 2020, I think I was planning for it just to be like pixel art at the very first, like just one side, which is still huge. But like the fact that I wasn't even planning for all of this stuff behind it and all the inside is just crazy. It would have taken so much less time, but I think I'm definitely glad I made it not just a pixel art and did the interior and every side, because I think it just makes it so much more insane. And one more thing, I know I'm talking a lot right now, but I kind of forgot to mention this. In case you're wondering what this is over here, and why some of the stuff on the top it didn't look aligned, is because the pixels on the sides don't actually match up at the top, as you can see. So this is what looks like from the top, and this is what looks like from the side. Just thought I'd mention that, just so you know. Like, I tried to make it as accurate as I could. And let me know if you would like me to do a tutorial on just this one, because if you know how to make this one, you could make this one. Not that you'd probably want to make this, but, you know, you have that option. So if you would like me to do this, please let me know, because it wouldn't be too hard for me to just do a tutorial. So yeah, that was the 2024 Halloween special. I hope you all still enjoyed it, even though it was late. Let me know your thoughts on the build in the comments, and big thanks again to everyone who helped with this build, because it would have taken so much longer without that help. So with that being said, I hope you had a very happy Halloween, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!